today I have for you the 10 best possible tips that I could come up with to make you an absolute demon at Apex Legends. Alright, so let's kick things off with a super important tip that will take your gameplay to the next level. Positioning. Where you are located on the map relative to your teammates and the enemy. Positioning correctly is absolutely crucial and can take a mediocre player to new heights and allow them to beat people even 2 to 3 ranks above them. At the heart of it, you want to be in a position that best supports the team's goal. If the team's goal is to push a team and kill them, you want to be somewhere close to your teammates where you can put out damage and land a potential knock, while also avoiding being knocked yourself, unless you're going for a flank play. In which case you need to pay careful attention to whether or not you've been spotted, whether or not you can escape if the enemy squad tries to isolate you and secure a kill, and whether or not you can assist the team if the enemy notices that they are now a duo and tries to jump on them. You must balance all these things and keep them in mind when flanking. It's no good if you flank but get stuck and can't escape, or can't quickly get to your team in the case that they are pushed. Overall, you want to be in a position where you can put your team at advantage for the coming fight, whether that means taking the high ground, making a careful flank, damaging the enemy without exposing yourself too much, or hand-holding with your teammates for a quick dive onto the enemy. Always pay close attention to where your teammates are and where the enemy is. Alright, tip number 2, and this one is going to be insane for your aim. Recoil control. Firing range. This is a quick one, but everyone should be jumping into the fire range almost daily and spraying with your favorite guns, so the recoil just becomes second nature for you. Before you know it, you'll be beaming people across the map with your car sprays. Check out my video on recoil control, where I go through all the guns and show you how to control them perfectly. Alright, on to tip number 3. Learn the rings. Whenever you're playing the game, you should do your best to take note of what the rings look like on the map. Where is ring 1? Where do its edges pass over? What POIs are in the zone? Ring 2. Is the edge of ring 2 exactly on the edge of ring 1? Is it sitting just off it or somewhere completely in the middle? You need to take note of all these things. And now for the most important part, where is the game ending? Now that you've survived till the end and seen where the game ended, think back. So when the ring ends here, ring 1 looked like this, ring 2 looked like this, etc. Now you'll know if you see that ring 1 and ring 2 again, it's extremely likely that it'll finish in the same location. Be observant, please. Tip number 4 is a quick one and ties directly into tip number 3. Now that you've been observing the rings and where they pull, start to guess where the ring is going. Make a guess every game all the way back from ring 1 and take note of if you are correct. If you are wrong, take note of why you are wrong. Look for patterns. All of the rings follow a pattern. Those same patterns often offer multiple endings. Tip number 5. Understand the value of cover. You should almost always be fighting from cover, whether that is a simple box on the ground, a tree, a door, or baiting your teammates' meat sack and using them to absorb all the bullets. Doesn't matter. Always use cover. Actually, alright, don't bait your teammates, but do always keep in mind how much of your body is exposed. If I get shot right now, is there cover and somewhere safe nearby for me to escape to? Utilize cover as much as possible. We all know how hard it is to shoot someone's eyebrows when all that's peeking out is their forehead and they are frying you. Tip number 6, jiggle peeking. Jiggle peeking is something that's typically used more in games like CS or Valorant to bait out powerful shots like an AWP shot, or to get the enemy to start spraying their gun. Then when they stop, they have to wait that brief moment for their recoil to reset, which is when you peek. But in games like Apex, it can be used as more of a tool to stall enemy players. If someone sees a guy jiggle peeking in and out of cover, you can bet your ass that the player is going to tunnel vision you, and sometimes even form a vendetta against you to make you pay for fucking with it. Your teammates can take these vital seconds to flank, heal up, or get in position for the fight. Another exceptional use of jiggle peeking is when you're healing. You're taking your fight and you're losing, you got to heal, the enemy is likely going to push. You can start your heal behind cover and then continuously flash your shoulder, making the enemy think you are finished healing or cancelling it and about to peek with your gun. They will immediately stop running at you and get ready to shoot. And you can bet that they will keep doing this every time that you feign your peek. You can use this tactic to buy yourself the key time necessary to get your heal off and be ready to fight. You'll be amazed at how well this works. Tip number 7. Do you feel like your aim is really solid, but you're still getting absolutely fried when you take a 1v1? It's probably got a lot to do with your movement. And tip number 7 is use an unpredictable strafe. Predicting an enemy's movement is a key part of all shooters. You'll be doing it even if you don't realize. Strafing in an unpredictable pattern can be extremely confusing for the enemy's aim and can completely throw them off. Avoid simple AD strafing at all costs. Make it confusing, throw in ducks, become unhittable by moving unpredictably. This is extremely undervalued and can add so much to your 1v1ing ability, as many players are so focused on aim that they completely forget they need to be dodging as well. You can throw in a long A strafe with a short D and then back into a long A. Just do whatever. Make it so that it's unpredictable and hard to hit. You'll be seriously amazed at how well this will work. Tip number 8 is one for you guys when you're rotating around the map. Know when not to take a fight and keep moving. This tip is huge and something that a lot of players will feel or know in the back of their mind, but they want to fight and ignore their instinct anyway. If it's ring 3, there's 10 squads left and you're thinking about trying to get a third party fight in the middle of the zone, maybe stop and take a look around. Are there any other teams thinking of doing the same thing? How many knocks are there in the fight right now? Is it going to be an easy cleaner, or is it going to be a difficult 2v3v3 mess? Sometimes it's best to avoid a fight and look for a better position for your team, or even just sit tight where you are. Aimlessly running around trying to take fights is not going to make you a better player, and oftentimes it'll lead you to tilt, because you're going to take fights where you're at a disadvantage or you're in a poor position to fight just because you want to force that fight. Tip number 9, and this one's super important, especially for you solo queuers out there. Pay close attention to what your teammates are doing. Always keep an eye on them. Are they shooting someone? Have they just taken damage and need to heal? Is one going for a flank? Always try to know exactly where they are and what they're doing. This will make your life so much easier and will allow you to make the necessary plays to give your team the advantage. And the final tip, download an aim trainer. Aim trainers can be absolutely vital tools to helping you improve your aim, affect your mouse grip, or even try a more versatile and rewarding grip, improving your aim tenfold. There's many fully fledged guides out there on YouTube explaining in-depth methods to aim training and what scenarios to start with, so go check those out. But first things first, download either KovaaKs or AimLab and just get started with it. I've put a share code in the description of some excellent beginner playlists in KovaaKs where you can start to hone your aim until it's as sharp as the best in the world. Oi, if you enjoyed that video, watch this next one. And don't forget to follow on Twitch, links in the description. I'll see you there.